Alright guys, so up until now we've been using the Cartesian coordinate system, which uses x and y as your given coordinates on a plane. So for example, to graph the point 2, 3, you'd go 2 units to the right and then 3 units up, and there's your point. To graph the point -2, -3, you go 2 units to the left and 3 units down, and there's your point. So pretty simple, you guys should all know that. But now I'm going to explain a little bit about the polar coordinate system, which is instead of giving you x, y, it's going to give you r, theta. That's the symbol for theta. R is your radius, or the length of the line segment you're essentially graphing, and theta is the angle from the given axis, which usually is going to be the positive x-axis. So, for example, to graph the coordinates 2, pi over 6, and with your unit circle, you guys should all know that pi over 6 radians is 30 degrees. So essentially, you're going to go 2 units radially outwards at pi over 6 radians like this. So the length of this segment right there is 2 units at angle pi over 6. And with a positive angle, you're going to be rotating counterclockwise, but if you wanted to graph 2, negative pi over 6, you'd be rotating clockwise, so 30 degrees south of the positive x-axis. Now, if you wanted to graph a -2, pi over 6, you'd pretty much go the same thing, graph 2 units radially outward at pi over 6, except instead of in that direction, you go in the opposite direction because your radius is negative. So, what else? For while there are only one set of coordinates for every point in the Cartesian system, in the polar system there are infinite sets of coordinates for each point. So the polar point 2, pi over 6 is the same as the point 2, 13 pi over 6, which is just going around an extra time, which is the same point as -2, 7 pi over 6, which is going all the way around to that angle right there, and then a -2 to end up right there, which is the same as 2, -11 pi over 6, which is just going all the way over to there, and the list goes on and on. Now, continuing on, the origin in the Cartesian system is where the x and y axes intersect. So right there is the origin, but in the polar system, we're renaming it the pole, right there. And if a polar point has coordinates where r equals 0, the point is located at the pole. So it doesn't matter what theta is equal to. It can be pi over 6, it can be 0, it can be 100 pi over 6, it doesn't matter. It's always going to be a point at the pole, just like that.